I appreciate this is a bit of a different setting, a different background to our usual videos, but there's a reason why. For the last week I've been traveling. I went to London with some of the guys that I coach. We booked out like a penthouse in London and it was beautiful. We got to meet each other, we got to meet other people, and I'm in Amsterdam right now. Yesterday met with some guys, another video editor, he's doing about 6k per month, and a few other guys who are doing really well in their spaces. Today, once again, I'm going to be going into city centers, going to cafes, meeting these high-level entrepreneurs, and a few days after this, I'm going Bali with a friend who's also a video editor in the top 1%. And the reason I'm telling you all of this is the only reason I'm traveling right now is for the sake of networking. I've been in editing this whole entrepreneurship game for over 3 years now. February 2021 was my first ever commission, so that was 3 years ago, $2.50. Some of you will already know the story. I've gone from literally editing for a couple dollars, and that took me an entire week, to now making at 10, 20k per month. And I would love to say that I'm like some super smart guy, like I'm done all this work, look at me, but I'll be so raw. If I did not have the mates that I do, the friends and the connections that I've made throughout that time, I would be nowhere near where I am right now. In fact, the friend that I'm going to Bali with, his name's Danny, and we grew up together in the editing space. This is gonna sound like a weird ass story, but essentially, when I was younger, there used to be this thing called like Fortnite teams. So Fortnite was a game, I used to love it, and like as a little kid, everyone just wants to feel important. So basically, having like a team where loads of guys had to come together and try to act all official, like, oh, we're team this or whatever. Our name was Team Colony, and essentially me and Danny, we met each other through this Fortnite team. And then COVID came around. Suddenly no one's going to school, everyone's just kind of staying at home, and every single morning we would all jump into calls as a team, into a Discord call, and we just like mess about with each other. And it was through these hours of like just making jokes, and here and there we'll talk about Fortnite and things like that, and we started getting really close. Then I started getting into Fortnite highlight editing, which is these quick montages. The pay was so shit. I was getting like $10 or $15 per video, and he was the one who was really like getting into content editing as well. It was him and another guy in that Fortnite team, and I'm seeing these guys, and some of them were making a lot more than me. I saw one of my friends making $200 per video, which I'll keep it real, I was making $400 a month at the time. I was working my ass off literally every single day, 7 days a week, and I was making $400 a month. This guy just made 2 weeks of my income in a single video. I got kind of jealous and I started going into content editing. And since then, if we could fast forward to now, I'm working with the largest creators in the world, and I did that alongside my friends. So networking is an extremely valuable skill, and I want to kind of just demystify the whole vibe of networking, because I feel like it gets a bad rap. Like when you think of networking, you think of like people just trying to like sneakily get to know each other, like just for the sake of exchanging value. And don't get me wrong, there are people who go about it in that weird, like snaky sort of way. But when you approach networking in a more wholesome way, when you realize that you just making friends with people, you being in contact with people, that's what networking is. Because when two high-level guys are talking to each other, they naturally talk about high-level topics. Just like how a few days ago, so before this trip, I was in London, me and a few of the guys in the editing layer. So this isn't me like telling you to join or some shit, but essentially I have like a paid community of video editors, and we recently did like a meetup where we booked a penthouse in London, we stayed over, and honestly, it was vibes. But what we realized again and again was our natural conversations, the things that we talked about while we're just eating, these were about business. One guy will talk about how he's struggling with this one client and we'll help him, and we're just doing it for fun. It's not like he's paying us to help him. And this other guy is struggling to get a deadline done and he doesn't know which one to choose between two clients, and we'll kind of help him out. Maybe this guy, we're asking him like, yo, I've got an extra client. This literally happened multiple times where me and Eva, so another editor, we both basically have more clients coming into our DMs than we know what to do with. So basically what we did is like, yo boys, like I look through my DMs, like look how many there are, which one do you want? Like we were giving them our leads, like we can just forward it directly to them. And this was literally happening in our spare time. It's not like we sat down to work and say, oh, which one of these clients would you like? Like in normal conversation, we're like, oh yeah, by the way, this like 10 million subscriber client hit me up, but I can't take him on, do you want him? That's what a valuable network does for you. And the truth is, you can try going into this editing journey alone. You can try being that lone wolf, like try figuring it all out on your own. You don't need anyone else. You can just grind it out. Like, but a guy that has these valuable connections is going to destroy you. But of course, everything I'm doing now, the network that I have now, it didn't happen because I started traveling. You don't need to start going to other countries and doing all of this shit for you to become more well connected. Because everything you see here, the people I'm meeting and the connections that I basically have contact with every single like top 1% editor. I'm in a group chat right now where literally any YouTuber that you can think of with like tens of millions of subscribers, I probably know their editor. The Sideman Mr. Beast, like if you can mention anyone and I can tell you who their editor is and I have direct contact with him. The way I got there, the way I started out, it was through just getting to know people on Discord. Because what a lot of people try to do when they hear the word networking is they go about it in this sneaky way where they're like, oh, hey bro, and in someone's DMs that they want to get to know, and you can tell they're just trying to like squeeze whatever value they can. But the more wholesome way to do it is you just getting to know people and giving value to someone with absolutely no expectation in return. In a weird way, that's how you get people to give back to you. You can be that leech that tries to join other people's network, or you can become so valuable, so willing to give that other people want you to be part of theirs. Make it a daily practice that you are someone that talks to other editors. Join Discords, and I have my own Discord. This isn't even me telling you to join it. Like, I do recommend joining it. We've got like 2,000 other video editors. But I'm saying this because this is genuinely what I did. I was in Finzar's Discord server. I was in these other editors like editing servers where I would literally every day just meet with other people, and if I see someone struggling with something, I would make the active effort to go help them. I find it so stupid when there's editors that see someone else struggling, like they see another video editor struggling and they don't take the time to help them out. And it's like, okay, sure, it does take you some time, some effort to help this person. But imagine that that person in 3 years gets big. Suddenly he feels as though like, yeah, this guy helped me when I was smaller. Let me go help him out. Like me and Danny, we fucked with each other when we were both small. When one of us was struggling with clients, we went out of our way to help each other. And when we could do something for the other person, we did that thing. Even if it's something as small as just being in a call and talking to him. And like with the calls that we went in, don't get me wrong, most of them were just for fun. But let's say 90% of a conversation we have, as in just on a call, on like a Discord call, like late at night, let's say 90% of it is useless. But that 10% that we're talking about, something about clients, something about like, oh, have you tried this new technique to outreach? That is where the value is. I'll give this to you as an actionable step. Go join our Discord right now. I don't care about like growing your Discord or something. I'm doing this for your sake. Meet with other editors, be in the calls, just help each other out. You see a guy struggling, give him advice on that. Just say, oh yeah, like maybe you don't even know the whole answer, but I've tried this thing before and it kind of worked. Here you go. Oh, I've had that problem in the past. Here's how I solved it. When you do this, when you genuinely like give your value out to the world, you'll find that value comes flooding back. And a topic just came into my head now. I want to talk about the idea of gatekeeping, because gatekeeping, if you don't know what it is essentially when you hold back the ideas in your head because you're scared that like someone else will find too much value in it. Like you ask someone, oh, what effect was that thing? And sure, they might not give you the preset, but like they don't even want to tell you the effect that they used at all. And that seems like a silly thing, right? But there's genuinely a lot of people that do this, and if we're being honest, you, me, we probably do this a lot as well. There's an editor that you see is struggling and he's asking a question, and it's not that you purposely say like, oh, I'm not going to give you the answer, but you just don't respond to it because you don't want to give away the secrets. But that advice that you're holding back, that is quite literally value that you could be giving. And just like we said before, if you want to build a valuable network, you need to give value to the world in order for it to come back to you. There was a phrase that I made 2 years ago, and to this day I have lived by it, and it has served me extremely well. Gatekeeping keeps you poor. Like even with these videos, this is going a bit off topic now, but sometimes my parents have seen the information that I give on these videos, and like there's a lot of times where editors will DM me or they'll comment on videos like these and they'll say like, oh, this advice has worked and this is what I've done with it, and oh, like I haven't thought of it this way. Like there's all these people that are benefiting from my content, and I would tell my parents this, like, oh yeah, this is the work that I do, like look, this guy's being helped by me, this guy's making an extra 4k per month, this guy just reached 10k per month. Like I'm able to share these wins of my people, so you, to my parents. And my dad once said, how much are you making from this? Now at the time, I was barely making anything from it. I wasn't making money from sharing this information. So I told him, but I was making nothing. And he looked at me dead in the eyes and he called me stupid. He was like, okay, this advice is making people thousands and thousands. Why would you put it in a YouTube video? But I knew that the more that I give to the world, naturally the more that I'd make. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love making money. Don't take this as like, oh, Steve doesn't like making money. Bro, you're watching a video about how to network. You want to network because you want to make more money. Making money is a good thing. But I knew that for me to make more money long term, it's best that I serve the world in a way that I give value to it. So just on a final note, go join the Discord, keep this in mind, go network, meet other guys, just join the calls, and you can scroll down right now, click the red subscribe button, do all the YouTube shit. I think a video will pop up here. I'm in a different setting, so I don't know if this is actually on the screen, but somewhere here there will be a video. Love you. Mwah.